What's going on? I've got an Italian recipe that my wife recently made, and while I was eating it, I thought this would be easy to convert to a Cajun recipe, so that's what I'm going to do today. Right now, I've got some water boiling. I need to put the pasta on. I need the pot, so I'm going to cook the pasta first, and then we'll get started. I've got 16 quarts of 16 quarts of water, and a 16-ounce package of penne pasta. So I'm going to put some salt in the water first. The pasta. And the package says, 10 to 12 minutes. Let me get it boiling and then I'll do that and I'll come back to you when it's done. While the pasta is boiling, I'll go ahead and show you. I've already got everything mise en place. I guess I don't know if that's a verb or how you use that word, but I got all the vegetables chopped, some green onions. I got a half a red pepper, half a green pepper, a couple stalks of celery, and a yellow onion. So that's the trinity. I used green pepper last time. This time I'm just trying some red pepper. Just see what it does to it. And I've also got a little garlic, which I'm cheating a little bit by using this, but it's okay. And then for seasoning, I'm using the Cajun two-step by Stalekracker. I've also got some heavy whipping cream, some chicken broth, and everything else that you need will be listed in the description below with full set of directions. What in the world am I doing? It's so stupid. So stupid. Pour boiling water all over the ground. I don't know, I just tilted the pot and I was taking it out. Alright, it's time to cook the chicken and the sausage. And I have discovered that cooking chicken in the air fryer works really well. And it's pretty quick. So I'm going to just got some raw chicken breast tenderloins. I'm going to put about maybe a pound, whatever I could fit inside this thing. It's okay if we got a little more. I'm going to sprinkle some two-step on this first, pretty liberally. And I'm going to put it in here for 380 for 6 minutes, and then I'll flip it and do 10 minutes at 400. Now while that's cooking, I'll be over here doing the sausage. And just a note on the sausage, I ran out of the Cajun smoked sausage I always use, which is Savoy's brand. That's what we used growing up in Louisiana. I live in Georgia now, so it's hard to get that stuff. So I found this at Publix. It says sliced andouille. I'm not sure how Cajun it is, but it's smoked with pecan wood, and it already came sliced. So I'm cheating a little bit here too, but I'm gonna go ahead and open these up and get them in the pot. It smells good. It smells really good. All right, the sausage is looking pretty good, so I'm just going ahead and taking it out. The sausage just left a good amount of grease in there, which I'll cook the trinity in. So I'm gonna go ahead and empty this out all the way, and then we'll get the trinity going. I'm gonna cook this trinity until, you know, the onions are kind of translucent, even some of them turning brown on the edges. I'm going to cook it. It's probably going to take around 30 minutes, I'm guessing. And I'll add the garlic and the green onions maybe for the last 5 minutes, and then move to the next step. Right, in the meantime, the chicken is finished. You can see what it looks like. It came out pretty good. I'm just going to chop them up right here. And I'm just going to leave this here until I need it. Always a good feeling. Getting some good food going. And while the trinity's cooking, I figured I'd give you an update on my cookbook collection. This is the one I started with, making videos on this channel. A few videos back, I made a couple of recipes out of this one. I've had this book for a long time. I got this one to start learning some Cajun dishes, and then in the last video I think I had these two Emeralds cookbooks. And then on Amazon I found a couple of books by John Besh. I remember this guy from TV growing up, and then he kind of disappeared, fell off the face of the earth. But anyway, this book's massive, and it was only like $4, brand new. It hadn't even been opened. This is some easier home cooked meals. And then I've got Cajun Ninja. Me and him are from the same area around Raceland, Houma, Louisiana. And then I got this one, Commander's Palace, which is kind of neat. It's not been opened either, and it was only like $2 used on Amazon. Check this out. It's got Lally Brennan's signature. So I don't know who it was for, Hal or whoever that is. But anyway, it was real cheap. And then I got this one as a gift from my mom. I've already done his jambalaya out of it and a couple of other dishes, and they're really good. So anyway, still updating. Most recently, I've started receiving Louisiana Cooking magazine, so I'll probably do some recipes out of that one as well. Okay, the onions are browning on the edges, so I'm gonna call it good here. I'm gonna just cook it for 5 more minutes with some garlic and the green onions in it. So if you want to go ahead and mince up some garlic, you can mince 4 cloves, or that's equal to about 4 teaspoons. So I'm gonna use 4 teaspoons. And I'm gonna go ahead and dump the green onions in there too. For 5 minutes. And then I'll be ready to go with the chicken broth and the heavy whipping cream. And if you can't tell, I am not an experienced cook. I'm just a home cook like you who likes to make food, and I'm learning as I go. So it's been about 5 minutes, so let's go ahead and get the chicken broth and the heavy whipping cream. Now, we'll take 16 ounces of heavy whipping cream, which is 2 cups, and also 2 cups of chicken broth. Should be the rest of this container, but I can't remember how much is left. So I'm going to use a measuring cup to make sure it's a little more. Now the whipping cream. Okay, you want to bring this to a simmer and then simmer it for about 5 minutes just to let it thicken up a little bit. So like I was saying, I'm just an amateur home cook. If I could do this, you can do this. It's fun. I do it. I like cooking. I like making good food. And I decided might as well put some videos up showing an inexperienced person cooking food to help motivate those like you who want to cook stuff like this. So go ahead, try it, jump in, just give it a shot, and just see how it turns out. You'll only get better every time you do it, I think. I think I've gotten better. Okay, it's been simmering for a little bit, so we'll go ahead and add the seasonings, which are going to be, like I said, 2-step. This time around, I'm going to add a little bit of salt on top of that. This kind doesn't have as much salt as, say, like Tony Chacherie's, so I'm going to add a little salt on top. I've made this like 3 or 4 times in the last 2 months because it's so good. So I just feel like I need a little bit more salt. That's what I'm going to do. And then a couple of dashes of white and black pepper. I noticed Paul Prudhomme uses white pepper in just about every one of the recipes I make from him. So I thought, I'll just add some of this pepper in there as well. I'm going to do about a tablespoon of the 2-step. It's a half. It's another half. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. See what that does, and I'll adjust it next time I make it if that's not enough or if that's too much. I don't think it'll be too much. I think it'll be good. Now I got to add the cheese, and that's going to be mozzarella. Now you could shred your own cheese. I'm cheating a little bit today, but this is a 4-cup bag. I need half. I only need 2 cups. I'm just going to guesstimate. Freshly grated cheese would be better, of course, but it's all right. I'm going to mix it until it's melted all the way. Well, I forgot the pepper. Might as well go ahead and do that. Black pepper. And a little bit of white. I'll probably put a little bit more than I did last time, but see how it turns out. Alright, now I just got to add the chicken and the sausage in there. That's more chicken and sausage than probably a cult would need, which is just a pound, but I like a little extra meat in there. I think it's good. And then the chicken. Look at that, I dropped another piece. The dog got it already. Stir it up. I'm gonna let it heat the meat back up for about a minute or so because it's cooled off. Okay, and finally the pasta. So this cooks a good amount. Every time I've made it before, I've been able to eat it for 4 or 5 days. Taking it to lunch, to work. It goes a long ways, especially if you're making it for, I guess if you're making it for your family and everybody's eating it, it won't last as long, but I've really enjoyed it. Okay, Okay, again, I'm gonna let this sit for another minute or so to let the pasta warm back up since it was cold. And then I'll serve it up. Looks pretty good, right? I think it does. I think it looks great. So let's go ahead and try it out. I bought a pasta, sausage, and chicken. Tell you what, some good stuff. You need to try it out. You just need to do it. It's great. I think that extra quarter teaspoon of salt worked out perfectly. I don't need to add anything to it. You know, converting from Italian to Cajun recipe was not that hard. I just took out the Italian seasoning and put Cajun seasoning in. Not the same amount, but I just did about a tablespoon. Instead of sauteing just onion, I decided to saute the Cajun Trinity. And the original recipe did not call for chicken, so it's got chicken in it. And I think it just came out great. I love it. I'm gonna continue to make this on the regular. So thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you want to see more videos coming up. I'll be doing Cajun videos. Could go outside of that too, smoking, grilling, stuff like that. So go ahead and hit the button, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye. Alright, that's gonna do it.